Hey everybody, it's Christine, and I know everybody's been kind of putting off fall, enjoying the last moments of summer, but this week fall is going to arrive, and so I decided to dive into a fall layout for my Bella Boulevard assignment this week. I am using the Blvd's freehand dots and graph paper, which is brand new for them, comes in all the colors, and what I did is I took those and created a fall themed layout. I did not have any Bella Boulevard fall product on hand, but I had access to their cut files and I had these fabulous neutral papers. So what I did is made it work for a fall layout myself. I cut out this tree, which is kind of a signature shape for Bella Boulevard. Like when you see it and you see those chunky limbs and those circles, it just screams Bella Boulevard to me. And so I actually was thinking, oh, I'm going to make a card. And then I put the cut file up on the screen and it was full size, like almost in a 12 by 12 shape. And I was like, oh man, that would be a really cool focal point on a layout. So I decided to go down that route instead. As you can see, it's got the 3 circles in the background there. And I opted to use 3 pictures and do those in circles as well. So I've got 3 different size circles for my photos, and I distressed the edges of those up just to rough everything up a little bit. And you can see already how nicely they work with that tree. Now I did target the Blvd's paper to match both my fall theme and the colors in my photographs. And I originally had also thought, oh, I'm going to end up with a white background, which is not my favorite thing. I really prefer a colorful background, as long as I can keep it from being too busy or overwhelming. In the end, I put it on this pickle juice green paper, and I really liked how it looked. First of all, my pictures have a lot of green in them, so it was a nice complement to the pictures. Second of all, I felt like brought that fall feeling to it again, which is kind of cool. This paper, like, it could work for fall, but you can also see it working in spring. You can see it working for Christmas, summer. So obviously, like, these things are all great. Like, that's one of the things that makes these papers great. You can make them work for any season at all, pretty much. Now, I'm assembling all this. I'm kind of figuring out exactly if I want to center the tree or if it needs to be more about the shape of the tree being centered and all these little details that I'm working out. But I'm going to tell you, this layout, my actual recording time was like less than 13 minutes. So that tells you how super fast it came together. A lot of times it takes me 30 to 40 minutes of recording time, not even planning. So this one came together so super duper fast. Now, of course, I had, things cut out ahead of time, kind of had a plan in mind, but nevertheless, I love it when that happens. Now, the next thing I'm going to add on to each little area is some heart hugs. I thought at first I was going to do them in a monochromatic look. However, when I put the white on there, I really liked the way it popped. And so I'm going to use some white ones on here in a variety of sizes. And if they had words on them, I just pulled them off. That's one of the things I like about the heart hugs, is there are words, and if they work for you, great. And if they don't, they're super easy to pull off. Not so easy that they're going to fall off, but easy enough without tearing. The next thing I'm going to do is go monochromatic, and I'm going to use some of these puffy heart stickers. Now, this set that I'm using right now really works for both the orange and the yellow. There's 2 tones in the set, and so yes, it's a little darker than the yellow, but it works with it. And so I was thankful for that. And then you'll see I've got the blue ones here that will work just fine. I'm going to use the darker ones to coordinate with the blue. What this is doing is adding all kinds of extra interest to the layout. It's also adding some dimension, it's adding texture, all those things that we love to have on our layouts without making it too busy and without overcomplicating things. In the end, this ends up being really a pretty simple layout. Not a ton of product, not a ton of work once you put it together. My final thing that I'm going to add on here is some enamel dots, and these come from the heart hugs, except for the yellow. I didn't have any yellow, so I just pulled out some Nuvo drops to add in for my yellow ones, but I did have the blue, I did have the orange, so I could make that work. Now, you may also be noticing that I have created a nice big title. This word blessed is a Bella Boulevard cut file. And as I was working on this, I realized, you know, a really big white title across the bottom would be perfect. So I went down, looked for the right words, was looking for family or thankful or something like that, came up with blessed and thought, okay, perfect. That works for a layout of family portraits. And so I added that on. It's a pretty thin cut file. So I just used some dots adhesive runner to make that one work and then secured it on there. That I did try and get as well centered as I possibly could as well. Now you can see I'm adding on those Nouveau drops in the golden yellow color there. Like I said, I didn't have any enamel dots that worked for that. Nouveau drops made a good substitute. I just had to be careful to try and keep them uniform in size to what I already had on there. My final step is going to be to add on a few Florence Alphas to add to my title, and I'm going to just add on the word So Very to make my title a little bit longer and have another little pop of white down there at the bottom. Now, if you don't have cut file availability, you can easily make this. Cut out your own tree branches, cut out some circles, bam, you've got a tree. Very simple to replicate without a cut file machine, but also great way to use what you've got or use these new Bella Besties if you haven't got them yet, hint, hint, and make a themed layout without any themed product. Thank you so much for joining me today. We will see you again next time. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out links to the products down below.